The moment the Naruto manga revealed that Obito had refused to attack Konoha because of his agreement with Itachi, it led to a lot of Naruto fans claiming that Obito was afraid of Itachi. That, coupled with the fact that Obito openly stated that if Itachi had discovered his secrets, that he would have been killed, this has led to a lot of people asking, could Itachi kill Obito at prep time in a battle? Fans have wondered, why didn't Obito kill Itachi much sooner before Itachi became too big of a problem for him? While it's fun to consider who would win in a battle between Itachi and Obito, I want to bring your attention to the fact that at one point in the Naruto timeline, Obito Uchiha could indeed have killed Itachi, and he had a prime opportunity to do so, and if it hadn't been for the intervention of a huge fan favorite character, Itachi would have died in this scenario. In this edition of the history of Naruto, we're going to explore the moment in time where Obito almost killed Itachi Uchiha. The moment in question takes place during Itachi's mission to guard the feudal lord of the Land of Fire. In this scene, Itachi's two teammates, his sensei, and the 12 guards of the feudal lord have all been placed under Obito's genjutsu. Itachi, being advanced in genjutsu, is able to break free of Obito's genjutsu, and much to Itachi's surprise, his teammate Tenma also had a high degree of skill when it came to genjutsu and was able to break free of Obito's Sharingan genjutsu almost as fast as Itachi did. Itachi takes one look at the masked Obito and becomes too afraid to move. His teammate Tenma, anxious to prove himself and to prove to Itachi that he isn't dead weight like Itachi treats his teammates, rushes forward to attack Obito. In this scene that is far more brutal than anything you guys saw in the Naruto Shippuden anime adaptation of this novel, Obito savagely splits Tenma's body in half, causing his blood and organs to spill out all in front of Itachi. While Tenma's body twitches on the ground, Itachi is too frozen with fear to do anything except for wait for death as Obito patronizes him as he walks towards Itachi with the intention to kill him. For those of you who are interested in reading this scene in full, I'll leave the link in the description box for you guys to read this novel and do so in a way that supports the channel as well. And it's here I'll begin quoting this scene from the novel and then come back to unpack what we just went over, and it's here I'm gonna begin quoting. "Wonderful, Itachi Uchiha," the man spoke. How do you know my name? "I expect I know everything about you, Uchiha. If you sit back and watch quietly, boy, I will spare your life." I'm a ninja of Konoha," Itachi tried to say. His voice shook. He felt a pressure, like he was being choked, but deliberately forced out his words through his throat. Working up his courage, he spoke them once more, like a frog under the watchful eye of a snake. His body couldn't move, not in the way that he wanted it to. Perhaps it was this man's words and pressure that was so overwhelming. Was this bloodlust? Could it be his instincts, sensing the difference in power and his abilities between himself and the man in front of him? Is that why his body refused to fight? Could he actually be killed here? Perhaps all the blood in his body had collected into his head as he tried to analyze the inexplicable phenomenon that was this man's body. What was the right move? What was the right choice? He had no answer. The man's body allowed physical objects to pass through it. Whatever the reason, the fact remained he couldn't move. I can't come up with a clear solution. I can't do this. It's gonna kill me, Itachi thought. This was the first time in his life that anything like this had ever happened to him. The masked man came up beside him. On his approach to the feudal lord, he stopped next to Itachi. "Could you say those words once more?" the man said as he whispered and tilted his head to the side. I'm a ninja of Konoha," Itachi stomached coarsely. "So does that mean you wish to die?" "Die? He's gonna kill me," Itachi thought vaguely. "You could have become a good ninja. There was no need for you to rush to your death. If you say that you're a Konoha ninja once more, that is exactly what will happen. If you wish to die, I won't stop you, Uchiha Itachi." "Move! Move! Move!" Itachi ordered his body, but he only managed to move his right arm, which trembled more than it moved. He finally managed to beat at the masked man with his trembling right hand, empty of a kunai. Just like Tenma, Itachi's fist slipped through the man's face and it came flying out the other side of his body. He was sure that the man standing before him was real, but there was no sensation that communicated with his brain. Itachi's fear that he had once again fallen prey to the man's genjutsu had ruined his heart. He was about to die here in this moment, like this. "Sasuke," Itachi thought. "Such a shame. I see you wish to die then. the man started to bring his hand downward towards Itachi's throat, but he stopped. This chakra. Kakashi Hatake. A narrow escape for you, Itachi Uchiha. End quote. So the thing that should really stand out to you is the fact that for the very first time, Itachi sensed true bloodlust, and the highly praised prodigal genius immediately reverted back to being a 7-year-old boy. It just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how talented you are, doesn't matter how much understanding you have of battle situations, no textbooks, no lectures from anybody at the academy can prepare a young ninja for life or death situations that they're about to find themselves in. There's a reason why they have a Jonin who's assigned to protect them on missions. Itachi had just seen his teammate be butchered right in front of him. Obito was walking towards him with the intention of killing the feudal lord, who Itachi was supposed to be protecting. All while this happened, Itachi was the only one who wasn't under the genjutsu. The 12 shinobi guards and the sensei who was charged with protecting Itachi on missions were all under genjutsu. The only other person who could have fought him was Itachi, but Itachi had his fight or flight instincts kick in. It was all about survival. He compared himself to a frog staring at a snake that was about to devour him. He subconsciously knew that the skill level between himself, a natural Uchiha prodigy, and Obito, someone who possessed Mangekyo Sharingan and was taught by both Minato and Madoru Uchiha, it was too vast of a difference for him to try fighting back. Obito's hatred for Konoha Ninja becomes really obvious when he tells Itachi that he'll kill him if he refers to himself as a Konoha Ninja once more. When Itachi tries to fight back, it's in a similar way that Sasuke did when he tried to fight Orochimaru in the Chunin exams. His fear held back his attacks, but unlike Orochimaru, Obito wasn't going to give Itachi time to regain his steel nerves in order to fight him. This situation was about to play out just like it would have if Orochimaru would have decided to kill Sasuke and Sakura in the forest to death before Naruto returned and gave Sasuke that swift kick in the rear that gave Sasuke the balls to fight Orochimaru seriously. When you look at it, and in this moment, if Orochimaru chose to, he could have killed Sasuke and Sakura right then and there when they were too afraid to fight back. Itachi knew that he was about to die, but even so, he still tried to fight Obito. What I find most interesting is that despite the fact that Itachi is facing overwhelming death, Itachi had already attempted to break down how Obito's Kamui worked. But the very inexperienced Itachi wrongfully assumed that it was genjutsu. While it isn't much, it does say something that a 7-year-old Itachi, who should have been at the academy, had worked up enough of a hypothesis that despite it being a life or death situation, that he was trying to break down Obito's genjutsu, which kind of adds into the credence of the fact that what Obito was saying way on in Naruto Shippuden, where he states that if Itachi would have been able to analyze him and would have been able to learn his secrets, that Itachi could have killed him. That is adult Itachi, but we're talking about 7-year-old Itachi. So again, there's something to be said about experience and gaining it over time. This moment right here ended up being critical for Itachi's future. The interaction with Obito showed a very young Itachi who, if we're being honest, had a major arrogant streak when he was a child, that it didn't matter how skilled he was. He wasn't ready for true life or death situations yet. In the aftermath of this, even the third Hokage and the elders allowed Itachi to take weeks off due to how traumatized he was from this experience, and Itachi's other teammate Shinko flat out quit being a ninja after seeing Itachi's mental breakdown and discovering the dead body of Tenma lying in a pool of guts soon afterwards. It's ironic in my opinion that the only reason that Obito didn't kill Itachi was because Obito sensed Kakashi was on his way with the team of Anbu. When Shippuden first aired the episode where this occurred, I was really let down to see that they gave us an entire episode where Itachi chased around a cat and only covered less than 10 seconds of the scene in the anime, showing Tenma charge at Obito, getting cut down immediately afterwards. This has led to the misbelief with a lot of fans that Obito killed Itachi's entire team, which is far from the truth, and I've actually done a video talking about the fate of Team Itachi after this moment. So what did you guys think about this? And as a question to you guys, I want you guys to compare Itachi's reaction to facing bloodlust for the very first time with Team 7 back in the Land of Waves when they first saw Zabuza. Who do you best think handled facing an enemy with bloodlust? Was it Itachi, or was it a member of Team 7 when they first encountered Zabuza right before the fight with Kakashi? But as always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day guys.